Let's run it, baby. All right. We are going live, and let's check Instagram. Instagram is live. All right, guys. Welcome to your evening medication. I'm your host. My name is Medi, and tonight we got Mamdani. Who is Mamdani? They are voting as we speak in New York. Tomorrow, I think, is the last day. So we're going to run through and figure out who is Mamdani and who are his voters. Let's check it out. Let's dive in right away. Who cares? Let's go.
As we stand on the precipice of taking this city back from corrupt politicians and the billionaires that fund them, let our words ring out so loud tonight that Andrew Cuomo can hear them in his $8,000 a month apartment.
This is the guy that just gave himself the largest raise and has the worst attendance in the history of public office in his sector.
Let them ring so loud so that he can hear us even if he's in Westchester this evening.
Any of you guys voting for this guy?
Let them ring so loud that his puppet master in the White House hears us.
I agree, Ellis. I agree.
New York is not for sale. Together, New York, we're going to freeze the... Together, New York, we're going to make buses fast and... Together, New York, we're going to deliver universal... We will make our city one where every person who calls it home can live a dignified
Look at the
life.
guys right behind him.
Yesterday, Andrew Cuomo laughed and agreed when a radio host said that I would cheer another 9/11. I want to speak to the memory of my aunt. Who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
Turns out it wasn't his aunt.
1 million Muslims in this city existing all while being made to feel as if we are guests in our own home. No more.
I look forward to being a mayor for every single person that calls this city home. Not just those who voted for me in the Democratic primary, not just those that vote for me in this general election, but all 8.5 million New Yorkers. And that includes Jewish New Yorkers who may have concerns or opposition to the positions that I've shared about Israel and Palestine. You will hear from Andrew Cuomo about his experience as if the issue is that we don't know about it. The issue is that we have all experienced your experience. The issue is that we experienced you taking a $5 million book deal while you sent seniors to their deaths in nursing homes. The issue is that we experienced you cutting funding for the MTA to send money to upstate ski resorts. The issue is that we saw you give $959 million in tax breaks to Elon Musk. The issue is your experience. I, like many New Yorkers, am hopeful that this ceasefire will hold. I'm hopeful that it is durable. I'm hopeful that it is just. And for it to be just, we also have to ensure that it addresses the conditions that preceded this, conditions like occupation.
Is anyone voting for this guy? Let me know if someone's. I'm curious. I'd like to chat.
Like the siege and apartheid. Eric Adams dropped out of the mayor's race yesterday, and a lot of the focus
What up, random?
has been on the question of the impact it may have on Election Day.
I'd love to get a caller on the line who's actually going to vote for this guy.
What it means for the horse race. And what it loses sight of is that for New Yorkers who are struggling to afford the most expensive city in the United States of America, nothing has changed. Andrew Cuomo is Donald Trump's choice to be the next mayor of this city. Today's news that the White House is considering job offers for Eric Adams and Curtis Sliwa. It is not news that carries meaning because of any impact it will have on this race. We feel just as confident as we did yesterday that we will win this race in November. This is, however, about an affront to our democracy. An affront to what makes so many of us proud to be Americans. That
Bro, I got this right here. We're
funding the police, giving free childcare, and
we got Nick Shirley, bro. He's going to talk to voters. So
bit more
random,
like a
check this
communist
out.
than they sound like a Democrat. Right now, he's running on things such as government around grocery stores, freezing the rent, defunding the police, giving free childcare, and free public transportation with the buses. And then you have Andrew Cuomo, who has quite the track record with a lot of things. And then you have Curtis Sliwa, who's a New Yorker through and through, who's started initiatives like the Guardian Angels to keep New York City safe. And so today we're going to be asking New Yorkers who they're going to be voting for.
I'm not going to be voting for Mamdani.
And why not Mamdani?
Nobody ever heard of him since a couple of months ago. I never heard of him.
There you go.
What do you think it says about people like Bernie Sanders, AOC, even the governor here is all backing Mamdani right now?
I don't get it.
What up, guys? What up, Ange? What up, State Line? What up, Jen? What up, crew?
I think it's a
Dude's like, no, I ain't voting for this guy.
Voting for?
I'm not going to be voting for
I'm not going to be voting for. Listen to him.
months ago. I never heard of months ago.
Voting for?
I'm not going to be voting for Mamdani.
And why not Mamdani?
Nobody ever heard of him since a couple of months ago. I never heard of him.
What do you think it says about people like Bernie Sanders, AOC, even the governor here is all backing Mamdani right now?
I don't get it. I think it's a scam to New Yorkers.
And who are you going to be voting for?
I'm going to vote Republican.
Who are you going to be voting for?
Cuomo.
And why Cuomo?
Well, he was a good governor, regardless of some things people were saying about the nursing homes and the sexual harassment claims. They were disproved.
And are you worried if Mamdani wins?
Concerned. Some of the things he's saying are terrifying. To defund the police is the wrong way to go.
Yep.
It's going backwards. We don't want that.
And ma'am, who are you going to be voting for?
Zoran.
And why Zoran?
Yeah, that's it. No Cuomo, nobody else. Zoran.
Yeah, what makes you want to vote for Zoran?
He's young, is progressive, is for the community.
We're inside the financial capital
There was no substance there. Why? Why do you want to vote for
of the
him?
world, New York City. Who are you going to be voting for the mayor election?
Definitely not Mamdani.
And why not Mamdani?
I just go against his ideas, communal markets, and just against everything he goes against, everything he follows through,
You don't want a free government-run grocery store?
No, definitely not.
A lot of his ideas sound very socialist, very communist-like. Has it ever been proven to work in any major country?
Yeah, definitely not. You can see Soviet Union crashed in the 1900s. You see Cuba, horrible place to live at. You see Venezuela. Venezuela is a horrible place right now.
Who are you guys going to be voting for?
I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, that's great. The young dude has his head on straight. I like that.
Don't vote for Mamdani, gang.
Damn, bro. Don't vote for Mamdani, gang. I love it. Let's go. Let's go.
Honest, don't do that.
But we all know what's going to happen with New York, bro. New York is cooked, bro. New York is done, bro. Put a fork in New York, bro.
For me, if you want to do Curtis, bro. Curtis, because you
I
feel me.
definitely agree with him on
YouTube says you can't spell Mamdani without madman.
the terms because of the way conditions are going right now, especially with like the shit with EBT. Like if everybody knows right now, none of us have food stamps this month. And this is taken away from a lot of families. So you get what I'm saying? And this is moving everything
So should
around.
less people rely on the government?
Yes.
Just don't vote for Mamdani, bro. Like,
Exactly.
because he's trying to take away the cops and stuff from me. Because without cops, I'm not gonna lie, I know they jerk sometimes, but they're doing their job. You feel me?
Yep.
Who are you voting
I like
for
that.
mayor?
I like that, bro.
And why Mamdani?
Why not?
Is there anything that gets you super excited about voting for Mamdani?
I just think he's a really cool person, and I think he'll put New York City back on the map. And he is trying to do.
He's a really cool person, and he'll put New York back on the map. How will he do that?
Do the right thing.
Do you think people should rely less or more on the government?
Oh, more. That's what
People should rely more on the government?
it's there for. Otherwise, why have a government? I mean, to fill people's pockets.
Who are you gonna be voting for the mayor election?
And I think he'll put New York City back on the map.
She just contradicted herself. She said that's what the government's there for. She said, what do you want? She said the government to fill people's pockets? Well, that's what you're asking for. You're asking the government to take from some people and put into the pockets of someone else.
And he is trying to do the right thing.
Do you think people should rely less or more on the government?
Oh, more. That's what it's there for. Otherwise, why have a government? I mean, to fill people's pockets.
Who are you gonna be voting for the mayor election?
Como.
Why Cuomo?
I think you have more experience and know the government system there.
Yeah, and I can tell you're a rich man right here. Would you be excited to pay an extra 2% on your taxes if Mamdani wins?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter?
No, personally for me, it doesn't matter.
Because you already have enough money. Who are you guys voting for mayor?
For mayor?
Yeah.
We go for Mamdani.
Really, and why do you guys want to vote for Mamdani?
He loves Jews.
And how's he shown that he loves?
What did he just say, bro? Did I just? This guy's got to be trolling, dude.
Jews.
Because he's our brother. He's Arab with Jews. He share the same father.
And in what ways has Mamdani shows he loves Jews?
I didn't say that. He said that. I don't know. I didn't pay attention yet.
What?
I don't know yet what I'm gonna do.
And who are you gonna?
Bro, are we in the Twilight Zone? Come on, guys. This is some kind of sick joke, right?
Vote for it.
Man.
I don't know yet. I voted for Como in the primaries, but I don't know what I'm going to do now.
And while we were down by the financial district, somebody said Curtis Sliwa is doing a press conference down here by Staten Island Fairleigh. He is one of the mayoral candidates here. We're going to try and do an interview with him right now. Really quick, Curtis, what's your elevator pitch to New Yorkers why they should vote for you?
Well, as you can see, I came out of the subways. I'm taking the ferry. I'm the mass transit mayor. That's the one thing that unites us, most New Yorkers. Take the subways, the buses, the express buses, the speed ferries, or in this case, the Staten Island ferry every day. 6 million. I have a bond with them. Zoran Mamdani occasionally, and Andrew Cuomo never, because he's too busy up in the suites with his billionaire friends. So I'm the working class mayor, and I represent their interests, even if they're not supporting me.
And a lot of people have wondered, why hasn't Curtis dropped out? But why haven't you dropped out if people are worried if Mamdani's going to win because you're going to split the vote and whatnot? But you're a Republican, and Cuomo lost to Mamdani. Why won't you drop out?
Well, decisively. And by the way, they bribed me $10 million to drop out. And I said, oh, no, it's not only unethical, that's illegal. So then they couldn't bribe me. So then they threatened to kill me and my wife. Now I have, for the first time in my life, armed security. After the Gottis and Gambino shot me with 5 hollow point bullets and I recovered in 1992,
Wow.
I never had armed security. Now I have to have armed security. So they think these billionaires, these insiders and influencers, they think they're going to pick the next mayor. Guess what? I trust the people. The people vote. That's what democracy is about. One person, one vote. And we'll see who they pick on November 4th, and I believe it'll be me.
Who are you guys going to vote for mayor?
I already did.
Who'd you
I
vote
did
for?
that last Saturday. I vote for, what's his name? Mamdani.
And how come Mamdani?
Because I figure we're done with Goombas, you know? We don't need any more of them. And that's all the other choice was.
And who are you voting for mayor?
Siwa! Curtis! My son took a bullet for New York. What the f? He actually got shot. Like, I never got shot up, but I could relate. Like, he's gritty, you know what I'm saying? Mamdani, he's like, I don't know, he's like slow, I ain't gonna lie. I don't think he can know just to be honest with you.
And so you'd vote for Sliwa?
100%. I'd take Cuomo over what's his name, Zoran?
W this guy, bro. This kid's great.
I would take Cuomo over him. You could even throw Eric Adams back in the mix for all that.
And Zoran Mamdani says he's a Democrat socialist, but his ideas like government-ran grocery stores, free buses, free childcare.
The buses was free anyway. Anybody, that's how you know he not from New York. If you from New York, MTA is free. We do not pay for no MTA. We jump in turnstiles, we get it on the bus, back door, front door, it don't matter.
Damn, bro. I love that. I mean, it's free when you run it how he runs it, but it's bro, if you've ever been to New York, you know it doesn't cost much to get on any kind of public transit, dude.
So I don't know what the f he talking about. It's free. That shit been free.
So would that make him a communist in your eyes with all that free stuff, wanting to give away free bus rides?
It
makes
him a fucking idiot. He's talking about we do anyway under any policy. That's not some monumental change. This shit been free. Anybody who's from New York knows MTA is free. We do not pay for MTA. What is it? $2.75
oh,
now.
Man,
No,
is that
it's
communism?
0.
Is that?
So that just proves that he's
what
not
is
a real
that?
New Yorker.
He don't know what the what the everybody in New York knows MTA is free. And he think he doing something. That's common knowledge. If you vote for him, and that's one of the reasons motherfuckers is voting for him, then you should be banned from New York. Like, you're just not sturdy here. That shit.
Wow.
Curtis Siwa knows. If you ask him, like, maybe for the cameras, he won't say that because, you know, he got a job to do. He trying to win. But New Yorker to New Yorker, he's going to tell you, yeah, that shit free. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I know that shit free. He done hopped that shit before. Like, come on. Everybody done hopped that shit.
And now we're here by NYU. We're going to go ask the scholars here at NYU what they have to say and who they're going to be voting for the mayoral election. But really quick, before we go to NYU, I want to tell you guys about the sponsor of this video, Opus Clip, and what used to be just who they're going to be voting for the mayoral election. So you're a scholar here at NYU?
I am.
And who are you voting for mayor?
Oh, for mayor? Mamdani.
And why Mamdani?
We've gotten too comfortable not trying new things. It may not work, but we can say that we've tried, and I think I like his proposals and his ideas. This isn't the first time we've not elected somebody with a political history, a legislative history, and it won't be the last, so why not try it out?
You say why not try it out? What's your favorite thing that you're excited to try out?
I think some of his proposals around rent and housing. I'm studying at the law school, and I did a clinic on tenants' rights and eviction. I think affordable housing is a really big issue.
Are you a scholar here at NYU?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I feel like they need to explain a little more.
Who are you voting for?
I think I'm.
Just saying the things he said around housing and around rent. I mean, let us know exactly what it is if you know why you're voting for him.
Vote for Zoran. Yeah.
Why do you think so many young people are voting for Zoran?
I feel like he's the only one that's like coming up with like plans that young people have been like plans to help how the situation is in New York right now for young people.
How is the situation in New York, and what is he helping with?
It's so expensive to live here, to even afford like to eat.
Wow, bro. Okay, so you guys want more handouts. That's what I told you guys, bro. We are living in a world of people wanting to literally do nothing and they're trying to change the world around them so they can not work and make money at the same time. Make it make sense. B. Goss in the chat says we need IQ minimums to qualify to vote.
You got some matcha in your hand.
Yep,
right
I agree.
Oh yeah.
How much money do you spend on matcha here a day?
Almost $10, literally.
And with all these changes Zoran wants to make,
she just said she spends $10 a day on matchas, bro. So you want to keep making your same decisions, but change the world around you so that you can continue making those decisions and make money by not having any actual job, right?
like, who's going to bring in the money? Are you going to pay more in taxes, or would you like to pay more in taxes, or would you be happy about more of your money going, or do you think we should just tax the rich extra more?
We should absolutely tax the rich. They need to pay their dues for what they have done to the working class communities and people. They should be the ones paying for majority of stuff.
What people don't understand when they say tax the rich, if you do actually any homework on this, you will know that there is literally no such thing as the rich. People go in and out of income brackets, and they actually never stay in the same income bracket over the course of 10 years. Literally, the rich and the poor switch places constantly all throughout life. The people that are poor or that are on the lower income levels are typically younger people that quickly come out of those levels and they progress. People that are in their teens make more money when they become 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus years old. These things are always changing. The people in the top brackets are constantly coming down or coming in and out of these brackets. There's actually no such thing as this quote unquote rich. If there's anybody that stays in the rich category, in that category at all, the rich and the poor category that stay in those categories are 3% combined. Otherwise, the rest of the population is always going in and out of those tax brackets. There's literally no such thing as rich. When you're asking the government to tax the rich more, you're literally asking them to possibly tax you in the next 5 years or 10 years. And here's the other thing. If they run out of people to tax, if people making money leave the state or find other ways to spend their money or find other ways of making money that don't get taxed, then you're going to have to tax everyone else. It's just economics 101.
I am a student. I don't have like a full-time job, so
Wow. There you go. People that don't have to suffer the consequences of anything will say this kind of shit. When you don't have to actually deal with the consequences of these things, who cares who's in power? Who cares who has to pay taxes? You're a student and you don't have a job. If you're a student, you should be actually looking at these statistics and learning.
I will not be paying taxes.
So we should just let other people pay our taxes.
I did not say that. I think everyone should, I guess, share their, so I will not be paying taxes. I've done to the working class communities and people, they should be the ones paying for majority of stuff.
Wow.
I am a student. I don't have like a full-time job, so I will not be paying taxes.
So we should just let other people pay our taxes.
I did not say that. I think everyone should, I guess, share their way of their taxes, but I believe the rich have gotten away with way too much, and it's time that they get taken down a few pegs. And that means if they got to pay more taxes, they should.
And what are you studying
I
here?
would love to be taxed. If I ever become rich enough, I would like to I will not ever want to become a billionaire. I'll make sure that I give my money to somewhere so I always stay in at least a millionaire mark if I become rich. And I would love to be taxed because I feel like, you know, if you're making money,
You know what I smell, guys? A future BLM leader that will take everyone's money and buy herself $1 million home.
This country is structured on the use of labor and hard labor from other unskilled individuals. If you're making money to that like you're benefiting off of that, I feel like you should pay your due a lot.
Who are you voting for mayor?
I'm voting for Cuomo.
And what makes you want to vote for Cuomo?
I am Mustard in the chat says, I'm a new subscriber. Are you a libertarian or a capitalist? Capitalist, I would say. I like capitalism. It is the winning system and makes the most sense. And that's the way to go.
I do like Sliwa, but I think Cuomo is the best bet to kind of beat Mamdani, so that's what I'm going with. I think that's what's best for New York.
So now is it just more for who's going to beat Mamdani?
Yes, absolutely.
And do you think Curtis is splitting the vote?
Yeah, I saw he had like 10% of the vote, and I think that's kind of all Cuomo needed to close the distance. So, you know, I'll do whatever it takes to kind of beat Mamdani.
Who are you voting for mayor?
I am voting Mamdani.
And why?
Because he's the most obvious choice.
What makes him an obvious choice for you?
It's just like, I'm trying to think. This reminds me of a certain comedy sketch where the comedian was like, we could either vote in one guy and he's gonna give everybody free houses, free rent, and he's gonna give everybody a Lamborghini, or we could vote in somebody who's gonna burn down the city. That's why I'm voting Mamdani, because I'm voting for the guy who give me the Lamborghini.
Yeah, so you think Mamdani's like just gonna give you guys everything?
Not
Wow, guys. Holy shit. Wow. Oh my God. I'm blown away. I'm not surprised, but it's just whoo.
everything. I'm saying it's the most obvious choice.
You think somebody like Curtis Sliwa or Cuomo is gonna burn down the city?
Curtis Sliwa, I'm not saying they're gonna burn down the city. It's just a hyperbolic analogy.
What do you think is gonna happen with government and grocery stores?
Metaphor, not
Do you
analogy.
think that sounds like a good idea?
That does sound like a good idea.
And freezing the rent?
That does sound like a good idea.
What if they have to freeze the rent to the point where eventually then the landlord's not able to come in and fix the washer and make a profit on his own lease?
That's their problem.
Who are you going to vote for?
Wow.
Probably Cuomo.
And you as a woman, would you feel safe having a social worker come and calm down and de-escalate the situation, or would you rather have NYPD?
I'd rather have NYPD. They know what they're doing. I don't believe in defunding the police. I think that's going to cause more issues in the long run.
Who are you voting for mayor?
I like Cuomo, but I think Mamdani might be pulling the lead a little bit with me.
And what makes him pull the lead for you?
I like his young energy. You know what I mean? He's bringing new energy to the field, and we need that now, you know what I'm saying, in New York.
Do you think Mamdani's the future of the Democratic Party?
I mean, I hope so. I hope so. We got to start getting, new energy, new people, and, just make it an even field with the Republicans so we could fight back,
What's your favorite example of
Cheryl in the chat. What's up, Cheryl? What's up, Tamara? What's up, Reno? What's up, everybody? Mark TKY. Well, I don't know. I got to read some of these chats. Cheryl says, if Mom Kami gets in, he's driving the Lamborghini, not her. Totally agree. The guy gave himself the biggest raise and has the worst attendance. Marked TKY says most people don't mind high taxes of they see it being put to use like roads to public. No, bro. So I would say speak for yourself on that. We don't need to pay higher taxes for that kind of stuff.
Socialism that's worked.
We pay enough taxes for that kind of stuff. We need to reduce the welfare, reduce the free giveaways that we give to people so we can pay for that stuff, not tax people more. We give away free stuff to people. They get used to having free stuff. They never learn how to become responsible for themselves. And then they raise people in their families, their kids, that are raised on having free stuff. And it's generational. This stuff never gets better. We end up having to pay more to support more and more of their kids and their kids' kids. And it's a never ending thing. They go from getting free food. The same people that get free food, all of a sudden now need free housing. They get Section 8. People get free housing. Guess what else they need? Free medical insurance. Yeah, it never ends.
I don't have a big example of socialism.
Like between Venezuela, Cuba, Soviet Union, what's your favorite one?
Man, you put me on the spot. I'm gonna have to go Cuba. I'm gonna have to go.
Mark TV, you're saying based off polls and statistics, what I said is true. I don't agree with you. That is a lie.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
Cuba. I'm gonna have to go Cuba. Yeah. Let's go there. It's just so complicated for me. I got so much information in my head, but I'm gonna go with that.
Do you like the idea of defunding NYPD?
Nah, I don't think we should defund the cops. I think we should just regulate a lot of things, get more mental health people on the streets, things.
W Black dude, bro. Love that. Hell yeah. There you go. We should not defund the police. By the way, guys, you know who gets hurt the most when you defund police? Do you know who it affects the most when you defund the police? Black people.
It's like that. Instead of having defund the cops, we kind of need them, having them more around, more presence.
So like Cuomo and Sliwa, they want to add more police to the city. Do you think that'd be a good idea?
Yeah, I think you could add more cops. We all, especially giving them jobs and money, we all need jobs and money, right? So, add more cops, get more stuff, protecting the streets, make people feel safe, like you said.
Would you rather have a social worker come to a robbery or a police officer?
I would have a police officer, but I would rather have a social worker come to a domestic dispute.
And with Mamdani potentially winning this race, 100%. What kind of responsibility do you think that is of a man who's in his 30s to run the biggest city in the world, the financial capital of the world?
Mama Molly says we need to go after the causes of crime. What do you think are the causes of crime, Mama Molly?
So many people ask me this question. I think it's going to be such a test. I think this is going to be the biggest test. Not only is he going to have to go against Trump and all the stuff, the threats that Trump is making, not only is he going to have to try to keep the promises that he made, that's not really easy, especially with the rent and the stuff like that. But I think this is going to be.
Barrett said desperation. That's one thing. Desperation, culture. Yeah, you know what happens? You know what's a big thing driving crime? It's the welfare programs that we give. It's the incentives that we give moms to kick the fathers out of the homes. And when you kick fathers out of the homes, you raise kids with no fathers. They end up committing more crimes. And on top of that, when you raise families under government incentives, then those kids are growing up with that mentality of being of not working. Mom's not working and she's getting free government money, and eventually I can do the same thing. I don't need no job. They go get a job. A manager tells them to do some work and they get mad and rage quit. I mean, it's just a ever perpetuating
Be
thing.
the biggest test, and if he can move the way we want him to move, I think it's just going to be the future. I think this is the way to go.
And who are you voting for?
Sliwa, definitely. I'm Staten Islander, conservative. He's from New
There we
York.
go.
I trust Sliwa to take control of what's going on in the city right now. I work in the city, so I see a lot of the madness. So hopefully, he gets elected and cleans up the city a little bit.
And does it worry you that Mamdani is winning the polls right now? Everything's showing that he's going to win.
I mean, the polls are fake, though. I mean, who are they interviewing? I haven't been interviewed. I don't know anybody who's been interviewed. They try to
Yeah.
do the same thing with Trump and Hillary. So I think it's just trying to scare people
Dude, I love this guy. Who is this guy, bro? Let's get him on the show.
to not vote and
Anybody wants to call? I'm taking live callers, by the way.
just say, oh, he won. So people who actually would vote for Sliwa are going to be like, oh, he's not going to win, so why am I going to go bother to vote? So I think everyone just votes and sticks to the plan, and hopefully it turns out in our favor.
You're a New Yorker. Were you living here during 9/11?
Yes.
Mama Molly said in the chat says, I think the number is 80% of people on welfare work. I am a product of welfare as a child. I am one of the most important people in the nation. What is that? I don't know. What are you trying to say with that? You're welcome to call in, Mama Molly. Yep. Says adding more cops doesn't get rid of things that no, actually, they make people feel crime is up, like homelessness, garbage, pause. No, we're not. You're talking about a couple different things there, but yeah, let's have you get on.
What did you think about Mamdani's press conference when he talked about his aunt, who actually turned out not to be his aunt, that she was the victim of 9/11, not being able to wear her hijab here on the subway?
It's embarrassing because people are still suffering from 9/11, and I don't see him sympathizing with the people who actually are still suffering from 9/11. So I don't know.
This is him.
As we stand on the precipice of taking this city back from corrupt politicians and the billionaires that fund them, let our words ring out so loud tonight that Andrew Cuomo can hear them in his $8,000 a month apartment. Let them ring so loud so that he can hear us even if he's in Westchester this evening. Let them ring so loud that his puppet master in the White House hears us. New York is not for sale. Together, New York, we're going to freeze the. Together, New York, we're going to make buses fast and. Together, New York, we're going to deliver universal. We will make our city one where every person who calls it home can live a dignified life. Yesterday, Andrew Cuomo laughed and agreed when a radio host said that I would cheer another 9/11. I want to speak to the memory of my aunt. Who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab. More than 1 million Muslims in this city existing all while being made to feel as if we are guests in our own home.
Guests in our own home, bro. Come on, please.
He's just rambling. He's just looking for sympathy because he's a rapper, actor, and a trust fund baby. So that's it. I don't believe anything he's saying.
Guys, let's get Molly on if she wants to talk. Where's she at? Is she on our line yet? No, I don't see anyone in the line. Molly, I have two ways to call in. You could either go on Discord and call in, and you don't have to have a phone number, nothing, or you can dial in. I have a phone number you can dial in as well. Let me know how you want to jump on.
Who are you voting for?
Mamdani.
And why Mamdani?
Because he's like a good person. I mean, he has politics.
Michael, man. Michael Gillerin or Gillerin. Yeah, he says, what's Mamdani's end game? Obviously, he doesn't believe his platform is going to fix New York. What's the angle? Bro, I think the angle is the Democratic Party. First of all, thank you for the super chat. Second of all, I think the Democrat Party has gone through its course of, what was it? Black Lives Matter. And then, what is it? Free Palestine and all these other things. And now they're at the point of now we want socialism and communism. So this guy is speaking to socialism and communism. And his whole angle is let me get voters that way. and basically do nothing but destroy a city, the biggest city in the country. And he's going to win with all these people like Obama and all these other people that want to give away things for free, destroy the country, tax the rich. And I mean, it's self-destruction is what it is.
On with, like, I don't know.
And what do you think is going to happen in New
But
York
thank
City
you.
if he does win?
Probably not too much.
What up? I am getting on my. She says she's getting on her computer. Let us, Mama Molly. Let us know if you want to do Discord or call in.
Honestly, probably say pretty much the same.
Do any of his policies concern you? For instance, like maybe defunding the police or not supporting them as much as the other candidates like Sliwa or Cuomo?
Nah, I support that.
Really? Would you like the NYPD to be defunded?
Jan is saying, what are you talking about? Give away what? He's talking about having government-run food grocery stores, giving free transportation and all. Pretty much, I mean, he won't. If he really is talking, he said he's a Democrat socialist. So when you get to at some point, there's no end in what you will give away for free.
Yeah.
Who are you guys voting for mayor?
Already voted for Mamdani.
And why did you guys vote for Mamdani?
A lot of different reasons.
I don't know, Jan. Do you think free transportation? Do you think people should have things for free?
Do I think it's best for New York?
Oh, Molly's on the caller line. Let's jump on the caller line and go to Molly. 1 second, guys. Let's hear Molly. Let's pull this up. Let's see here. 1 sec. Oh, she just got off. She was on, but she got off. She's not on the caller line.
What were some of those reasons other than he's best for New York?
I believe in socialism.
Really? And what's your favorite example of socialism that's worked?
Here we go.
It's worked.
You see what I said? They believe in socialism. Here's a perfect example. Look at this guy. He says, I believe in socialism. Look.
Why'd you guys vote for Mamdani?
A lot of different reasons.
And
Do I think it's best for New York?
And what were some of those reasons other than he's best for New York?
I believe in socialism.
Really? And what's your favorite example of socialism that's worked?
That's worked. I like Bernie.
What do you think about his policies such as defunding
Bernie?
the police? Do you think the NYPD should be defunded?
Huh?
Yeah, I do.
And if someone's robbing your house, who do you want to call?
I'd call the police if someone's robbing my house.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say I don't think the police should have no funding.
Yeah.
But I think that there should be a lot less funding for the police.
John, you've been here on the channel before. Who are you voting for mayor?
It doesn't matter who you want to be mayor. You vote for who you don't want to be mayor. And you do not want Zoran Mamdani, whatever his name is, to be anywhere close to that office. There are easily 3 distinct reasons, but really more, that you do not want that. And people don't understand what it's like to elect a Muslim socialist until they elect a Muslim socialist. You could ask our friends in London, how many years has Sadiq Khan been mayor there? How's that going?
What do you think will happen in New York City if Zoran does win?
There'll be a few immediate things. One, if you're Jewish or Christian, you're going to feel extremely unsafe. You're going to be looking at a lot of the sort of Muslim street and Antifa style element behaving like complete animals because they no longer have any limitations. The police are.
Molly, are you there?
Hello.
Hey, what's
Can you
going
hear me
on?
just fine?
I can hear you fine. You're live.
That off. Let me get that off. Okay, good.
What's happening?
Just watching. This is the first time for me seeing your stream, and that's actually the first time I come across your side of the aisle of the streaming on this particular style because I've seen a bunch of people do the call-in and stuff.
Right on. I'm glad to have you.
I'm like, hey, I was
I'm
hoping to come across someone like you.
Right on. I'm glad to have you, and I love to talk to people on both sides, and we have a pretty good chat, which is active, and people from both sides come and we talk. We have dialogue. So tell us what's on your mind. What are you feeling? What do you think about this whole thing?
Well, I think a lot of people are kind of hypercritical for no reason. It's like, what does Mamdani really want to do? It's not that big of a deal. We're blowing it out. He's a moderate, realistically, comparatively to people I actually know. Like, I know people leftists, including myself. I'm a libertarian. leftist.
Well, you say he's a moderate, but he is self-proclaimed socialist.
Yeah, he's a socialist, but that's his positions. If we break them down, is moderate. I'm far more
what?
left wing than he is. So, like for instance, I'm a libertarian, and I understand violence.
When you say you're a libertarian, what is it about libertarianism that you like or believe in?
Well, I like to maximize personal and economic freedom. So, personal freedom and economic freedom. Well, I'm not free if you're not free, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, we are trapped in a system in which chokeholds us in a way that allows us to sustain violence that is perpetrated upon each other. For instance, you know about the Wells Fargo fraud case, right? Where Wells Fargo was fined heavily for fraud.
Well, I mean, let's go back to Mamdani. What is it about Mamdani? Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but what is it about Mamdani that you like? You there?
Yeah, I was getting rid of something in my throat. I like Mamdani because he wants to at least try something different. So we've done the liberalism ideas for a long time. We've gone down that road. And we've done the Republican ideas of like go down economics. We've done the like, you know, Mitt Romney style Republicanism for a long time. That we did that under Reagan. We did that under Bush.
Do you know the numbers? Do you know the numbers for those times when we had conservatives run? Let's just say the city, or are you talking about the country in general or the city?
Yeah, city or country. Either way, it's the fact that Mamdani's at least trying something different.
You think socialism is something different that the world's never seen?
His methodology of democratic socialism we've seen in many nations that works fine.
We've seen it fail.
Not really. I mean, the ones that attempt his version. So specifically, what we're talking about is social democracy, which is what
let me ask you this: when you have socialism or communism in any country, when it first comes out and makes itself like a real public thing, and they want to sell it to the people of that country, don't they always start it out as this great new thing that's going to be done differently? But then it's quickly becomes something that is a complete disaster for the entire country and possibly the world.
It depends on what you're talking about. So USSR and other forms of communism or Maoism or socialism, or
I mean, you can pick you could pick any form of socialism or any country that has been socialist, and you could say that when they and I would argue that when they started, it was this novel idea, and it quickly became something that was a complete disaster. Just like what you're saying from Mamdani.
Of capitalism, we're not going to say that all forms of capitalism is the same as like the slave trade, for instance. We're not saying we shouldn't go
any form of capitalism that
equal.
I agree, but they're not all exactly the same. But any form of capitalism in any Western country, it has been night and day more successful than any form of communism or socialism. You can't argue that.
No, I can argue it. America is a good example of when socialism works fine, and so does Mexico.
America is a good example of socialism?
Yes. Yeah. Our greatest generation ever was the product of socialist ideals.
Say that again.
Our greatest generation, the time in which we had the lowest wealth inequality and the most worker and solidarity throughout this nation, was the greatest generation after the Great Depression, and that was the greatest era of prosperity. This was due to communists and socialists being the largest they had ever been in America.
No, we still lived under capitalism, and that's what pulled us out of the great. It was 100% our country is
democracy.
no.
was
It's a cap.
welfare
We've always been
programs.
a capitalist country.
No,
I,
we were a mixed economy. This is true. We were a mixed economy.
I think it's something that would like in your world sounds like some kind of a cool idea, but the reality situation is we've always been a capitalist country. Yes, you can pick and choose some things that we do and say, hey, that's kind of socialist, but we have never been a socialist country.
We had a planned economy under FDR. We had a jobs program. We had Social Security. We had several implementations of socialism in compartmentalizing parts. Medicare was supposed to expand to Medicare for all. That was the original intent. The intent of the minimum wage was to give you a sense of dignity, to maintain dignity. The welfare programs were meant to maintain dignity. That's the original point. The reason why FDR even did that in the first place was because the Socialist Party, when it existed at the time, gained 1 million voters. They were a significant voting bloc.
I hear you, but you have you're very confused on the fact that like I said, you could call different policies or different things that we do so like socialist leaning, but we're not a socialist country. Never have been.
We were a mix of both.
No,
we were a social democracy. That's what it means by definition.
No, it's not. We're not.
Yes.
We're not social. We're not social democrats, or we're not social democrat. We're actually a constitutional republic. We have human rights, and that you can't take away from us. But our economy. Sorry to interrupt you, but our economy is heavily based on on capitalism. And by the way, minimum wage has been the biggest disaster for the people that are in the lower income brackets. I don't know if you know history or you've actually looked at statistics. Creating a minimum wage is one of the worst things that's ever happened to the lower income bracket of this country. Do you know why?
I actually do know why.
Why?
Why it's disastrous or not is because it stops the people from making the case themselves. It stops the involvement of the proletariat from negotiating their own wage.
Absolutely not. What it does is it does is it forces companies to either reduce their labor force or reduce the amount of hours that they give to workers. And on top of that, when you raise a minimum wage, you actually are boxing out the very people that you're trying to help. Why is that? Because companies when there's low paying job, let's say you have a company that has that pays low paying, has an entry level low paying position. If you have that, you're actually more likely to hire minorities, black people, Hispanics, whatever the case is, any minority, you're more likely to hire them. If someone comes along and bumps up the minimum that you have to pay for an employee, well, guess what? Now all of a sudden there's all these other people and older people that will be in that price point, and you box out all the other people that were there below them. If you look into it at all, if you look into basic economy, Thomas Sowell is a great source for that. You will know that minimum wage in this country, when it was actually not just implemented, but it was the minimum wage, because for 40 years, from the 1920s till the 1960s, roughly let's just say 1910s to like 1950s, when we had minimum wage, for the majority of those years, minimum wage was not the actual wage, because the companies were paying higher than the minimum wage. At some point in the 1960s, when the minimum wage was getting raised over and over again, and it became the minimum wage, and it outpaced, or it was higher than the going wage, it actually made it to where a 16-year-old to 19-year-old blacks and minorities had the most the highest level of unemployment in the country because that minimum wage ended up the people ended up hiring other people that had more job experience. They were typically older in age and more, let's just say, education, whatever the case is, into entry level positions.
Wait, hold on. Just to make sure I heard you right, you're saying Black people and minorities had the highest unemployment rate? So
Black people,
is that what you meant, or are you say lower? Because I thought I heard you say it was lower with the higher minimum wage.
Black people and minorities ended up having the
unemployment rate went up. Is that what you meant?
Unemployment rate went up more than it ever has. Yep, when the minimum wage went up.
I'm pretty sure that was due to the segregation in civil rights, fight.
No, it was directly correlated with minimum wage, and it has been ever since minimum wage has been a thing.
No, I'm pretty sure it was correlated with
I can cite it to you.
Racist. I don't think.
I can cite it for you if you'd like. But listen, I appreciate the call. How am I racist? How am I racist?
No.
These are facts. Facts aren't racist.
No. America was racist. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying
no. America is not racist. America is one of the very first companies to abolish slavery, and it literally. Yes, it was. What do you mean?
No. Look that up. That's not true.
Yeah,
It
America was among the first. So I didn't say it was the first. It's among the first. But why are you talking about racism?
No, because at the time that we implemented the minimum wage, that
Black people were making more money prior to minimum wage going into effect. That's a fact.
This is not. This is just not true.
That's a cold hard fact. Black people made more money prior to minimum wage going into effect than afterwards, and it's never been the same. Yeah, the percentage.
The reason why it wasn't the same was because of intergenerational wealth being locked. Pay locked against the wall, especially with redlining. There's actual systemic reasons why Black people are poor. It's not just because they're Black, but it's because of what we do.
What are you talking about?
There are reasons as to why we are in the situation we are, not just the fact that we had a minimum wage. It's not just one policy. It's a series of.
It's not, but we were talking about minimum wage, and I was, and it's a known fact that minimum wage every time that it's been in effect, it has the opposite effect of what people think it has. When you let the companies run the businesses and have more people at lower wages, they end up employing more people, and they end up employing more people that are younger ages.
Yeah,
and those are the
thing is that also grows and expands the labor pool. So even if you wanted to do that, it would then suppress wages by the fact that you have no standard in which people are entering into the workforce. So companies will literally pay you up to so low to the point where we actually did have that at a point. That was when we had indentured servitude in this nation. And the reason why we implemented the minimum wage, we had so many labor laws was because people were in indentured servitude with the actual companies doing those stores.
No, you're in woke land right now, and you're not making sense. Hang on, let me
history. Look it up.
Hang on,
actual history.
Hang on a second. Let me get to this. W. Michael, what?
Take care. I'll leave it to it.
Okay. Thank you. Perfect. Glad you got off the line because you weren't making sense and you were in woke la la land. W. Michael, he says, host is right. There is a direct correlation between unemployment and minimum wage, and the effect was especially pronounced in the Black community. Yes, it's very basic. It's a fact. And facts aren't racist. And we were not racist. Of course, some people are going to blame racism on stuff, but it never was the case. It was literally policies we put in place and things that we've given to people for free, and incentives that we've given to people. You guys, all of this is cited. This is all fact. You can look it up, but your MSNBCs and CNNs won't show it to you. Exactly. Yep. Thank you though. Appreciate that. Thank you, Michael. Good looking out, man. Thanks for supporting me. You guys, we have there's a call. I have a call-in number, or I have Discord. You can jump on Discord. We're going to continue the video.
Other side, right? Second of all, you're going to see tremendous crimes, but really.
Who are you voting for mayor?
It doesn't matter who you want to be mayor. You vote for who you don't want to be mayor. And you do not want Zoran Mamdani, whatever his name is, to be anywhere close to that office. There are like easily 3 distinct reasons, but really more, that you do not want that. And people don't understand what it's like to elect a Muslim socialist.
In the chat, Alex Valdivinos says, dude, you are not smart. You stutter too much. There's 2 O's for stutter too much. There's 2 O's for that. That means you don't know how to defend yourself. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate the criticism. The criticism, Mark. Oh, sorry for the stutter, bro. Maybe one day I'll live up to your expectations. Call in line. Do you want call in? Do you want do you want a call in line or Discord? Call in line or Discord? Let me know.
Until they elect a Muslim socialist. You could ask our friends in London. How many years has Sadiq Khan been mayor there? How's that going?
What do you think will happen in New York City if Zoran does win?
You know, there'll be a few immediate things. One, if you're Jewish or Christian, you're going to feel extremely unsafe. You're going to be looking at a lot of these sort of Muslim street and Antifa style element behaving like complete animals because they no longer have any limitations. The police are on their side, right? Second of all, you're going to see tremendous crime. Those same liberal white girls that are probably going to be why Mamdani wins, if he does, are going to be the first on the chopping block. And it's going to be awfully satisfying, grimly so, when they're the ones getting sexually harassed in the subway, because guess what? They're the first in line. Because there's no one protecting them, and they're gonna wonder about their vote at that point. But of course, by then,
Why do you say awfully satisfying?
Huh?
Why do you say awfully satisfying?
Because there is something deeply satisfying about someone facing the unintended consequences of their actions. I don't find it satisfying because I like it; it's horrendous. But the fact that they actively voted for this while claiming people like myself and yourself are racist, are fascist, are Nazis. Let's see if they think that way still, when they're getting sexually assaulted by some guy who should either be in prison or mental asylum. Cuomo's not great. I never thought in a million years I would advocate for Cuomo. He killed all those people with the nursing homes. He was just kind of just a long time. His dad, I think, was, if I recall correctly, was governor.
Mark says, I just want a president that doesn't trample the Constitution. Yeah, that's why we got rid of Biden, because that's what he was doing.
Like, he's a long-time political hack. But I'll take a...
Michael says, socialism doesn't work in America specifically because people can change class much easier here. The class structure is more rigid in Europe, 100%. And by the way, guys, I said it before, I'll say it again. People in the rich category or in the poor category only stay there for so long, and they actually change constantly over the course of 10 years. They come in and out of these things. Some people within 10 years go from being in the lowest income to the highest income, and it just fluctuates all the time. That's why when people say the rich, there's no such thing. It's a ridiculous thing to say, because the rich are always dropping below the rich or going back into the, or dropping down into the lowest income. It's all over the place. And everyone thinks that there is a low income and that's how people are going to be the rest of their lives. That doesn't work out. Guys, the people in the lowest income brackets of our country are typically the younger people that are coming of age. And those people that are coming of age are quickly coming out of the lower income bracket and into higher income brackets. That's how our country works. So when you start talking about taxing rich and we need to do things for the poor, you're literally talking about things that are fluidly moving all the time. It's a constant thing.
Political Democrat hack over a Muslim socialist.
Who are you voting for the mayoral election?
Zoran.
And why Zoran?
Because I like his policies. Simple as that. I think Cuomo doesn't like have the city's best interest in mind. Like, doesn't even really live here and hasn't for a while. He seems to just be running because he's a disgraced governor, former governor.
Should billionaires exist?
I don't think so, no.
Alex is saying 8,000 subscribers, your show sucks. That's why it's in subs. Bye. 8,000 in 6 weeks. Not too bad, huh? By the way, Alex, don't be a beta, bro.
Beta. Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
Does it concern you, or what makes you so excited about some of his policies?
Alex, you are a Trump hater and you are a beta male.
You are a Trump hater and you are a beta male.
Beta. Satan is your daddy, woman.
Satan is your daddy, woman.
It's like freezing the rent, government rent, grocery stores, defunding the police, taxing the rich an extra 2%.
I mean, I think like a lot of the policies, if taken at face value, like there can be bad implementations. Zoran, if he gets elected, which hopefully he will, there should be like nuance to the policy. Rent control and rent freeze at face value, there could be bad implications of that. Like apartments that like have rent control not being renovated and not like renting out.
Does it worry you at all that he's young and he hasn't really had many jobs outside of being an assemblyman? He was a rapper. His parents are millionaires from the country he's from. Does any of that concern you about those things may not actually align with his personal life as far as his family being rich? That he
Yeah, I mean that is a valid concern and is a concern I have. That's why like we'll see how it goes. He's like a better.
Damn, W Quantum Eyes. He just joined my membership and he's on the microdose, baby. Hell yeah. Love it. Thank you. Good looking out. Thank you for supporting me, bro. Hell yeah.
Republican candidate. But yeah.
Welcome to the club, bro.
Like he does have his flaw.
Or I don't know, a guy or girl. I'm not sure.
But
we'll find out soon. But you're gonna join, dude. You're gonna join our Discord and get dialed in with us. Hell yeah.
Better option.
And now we've made it out here. Ask people who they're gonna be voting for the mayoral election. Let's see what the people here have to say. Who are you going to be voting for mayor?
Whoever changes the laws.
Who do you think is going to change the laws between Curtis Sliwa, Cuomo, and Mamdani? And why do you want the laws to be changed?
So they can help us young black.
How is he going to help young black people, bro? Oh my God.
Mayor.
Welcome, Quantum Eyes. Good to have you.
I voted all corrupted.
Would you vote for any of them?
No, would I? No, I won't.
And what do you think about Cuomo?
Cuomo, they are corrupted.
What about Zoran Mamdani?
They all have a history of betrayal and lies.
What about Curtis Sliwa?
Curtis Sliwa? I don't know. I had to think about that one.
Is he a good guy?
Mama Molly, thank you for the $5 super chat. I enjoyed our talk. You are a fair debater and honest actor. I support that. Thank you. Good looking out. Really appreciate that. And that's literally exactly my whole goal with this channel is to talk fairly, give you a voice, let you speak your piece and let you have a platform and be fair. You know what I mean? Just literally just talk it out and have the debate. You know what I'm saying? So love that. Thank you so much for that comment. That means a lot to me, actually.
We are good.
Do you think his actions speak louder than his words as far as what he's done for New York City for the past few years with Guardian Angels and stuff like that?
I would say so.
Treehawk, do you want the call-in number or do you want to get on Discord?
But I'm not sure.
Who are you voting for mayor?
For mayor, I'm voting for the. His name is like Adlami. What's his name? The Arabian one.
Yeah, Zoran Mamdani?
Yeah, him.
Who are you voting for mayor?
Zoran.
And who are you going to vote for? Your daughter wants to vote for Mamdani.
I don't know. I vote for Cuomo. The older generation tends to go for Cuomo because they feel like he's more experienced. I just think that the millennials and Gen Z need, like, all the old people, boomers and all, they gotta go. You know, like, let the new generations take over for office now.
Vote for mayor.
If anything, I would vote for Cuomo. What's his name?
And what makes you want to vote for Cuomo?
Well, because he was our governor at one point, and he never did bad.
I don't know, but I'll get back to you on that one. I love you guys.
Damn, bro. Damn.
Who are you guys
Dang, bro. All right, I gave you the number. You're welcome to call in if you want. I prefer Discord, but you can call in if you want.
Voting for.
I'm not going to be voting for Mamdani.
As we stand on the precipice of taking this city back from corrupt politicians and the billionaires that fund them, let our words ring
Dang, Random's about to OD on Dr. Pepper, bro. Watch out. Oh, no.
so loud tonight that Andrew Cuomo can hear them in his $8,000 a month apartment.
Hey, Jay Elam in the chat says, not born American, you should hold no office. How is this wrong? I don't know. You're not wrong, though, man. There's a lot to be said about that. We could have a good discussion on that.
Let them ring so loud so that he can hear us even if he's in Westchester this evening.
Look at the guys sitting right here, dude. Look at these guys right here, bro. Look at these guys. Oh, wow, bro. Oh, wow. Tree hugger. How come are you gonna call or what? You just want my number? You gonna call?
Let them ring so loud that his puppet master in the White House hears us.
Or you're just trying to dox me. Too bad. You can't do it with that number, bro.
New York is not for sale. Together, New York, we're going to freeze the. Together, New York, we're going to make buses fast and. Together, New York, we're going to deliver universal. We will make our city
Wow.
one where every person who calls it home can live a dignified life. Yesterday, Andrew Cuomo laughed and agreed when a radio host said that I would cheer 11.
You've got a lot of explaining to do, a lot of apology as the arsonist who fanned the flames of I hear some people out there saying the Jews, their time is due, which means the same thing. They're frightened, they're scared. They view you as...
Mama Molly, it's hard to say that he's moderate because no moderate person wants to give things away for free in our society. That's far from moderation.
the arsonist who fanned...
like whatever it is that he's doing. Government-run grocery stores are not moderate, in my opinion.
Anti-Semitism. They cannot suddenly accept the fact that you're coming in like a firefighter and you're going to put out these flames. You're claiming to do, a lot of apologizing to do.
If there was a ranked choice election, how would you vote, Mr. Mamdani?
If there was a ranked choice election?
In this. You'd have to rank these.
Myself, number one, and Curtis, number two.
Mr. Sliwa.
Oh, please don't be glazing me here, Zora. Andrew, you didn't leave. You fled from being impeached by the Democrats in the state legislature. Leave. You fled.
Would any of you accept Mayor Adams' endorsement? Mr. Mamdani.
No.
Mr. Cuomo.
Yes, I would.
Mr. Sliwa.
Absolutely not. Put that crook in jail where he belongs. Eric Adams. This city of yes is on steroids, and he went wild taking care of his developer friends as he knew he would be one and done. I told you he was corrupt. I told you there would be chaos, and I warned you in 2021. My adversaries have decided to bump chests with President Trump to prove who's more macho. You can't beat Trump. He holds most of the cards. He's already cut federal funding for Medicaid, for the SNAP program, and is threatening to cut funds for NYCHA. So if you're all of a sudden going to get adversarial, you're going to lose. And who gets hurt? The people of New York City.
Curtis Sliwa exceeds all expectations and looks very mayoral tonight.
And why not?
I've never heard of him since a couple of months ago. I never heard of him.
What do you think it says about people like Bernie Sanders? So you're a scholar here at NYU?
I am.
And who are you voting for mayor?
This girl right here was nuts.
Really big issue.
Are you a scholar here at
right
NYU?
here, right here.
Yeah.
And who are you voting for?
I think I'm gonna vote for Zoran. Yeah.
Why do you think so many young people are voting for Zoran?
I feel like he's the only one that's like coming up with like plans that young people have been, like plans to help how the situation is in New York right now for young people. So expensive to live here, to even afford like to eat.
You got some
and-
matcha in your hand right here.
Oh yeah,
How much money do you spend on matcha here a day?
almost $10, literally.
And with all
$10 a day on matcha, and she's a student and has no job and wants the government to do everything for free. What do you know?
changes Zoran wants to make, who's going to bring in the money? Are you going to pay more in taxes, or would you like to pay more in taxes, or would you be happy about more of your money going, or do you think we should just tax the rich extra more?
We absolutely tax the rich. Their dues for what they have done to the working class communities and people. They should be the ones paying for majority of stuff. I am a student. I don't have like so I will not be paying taxes.
So we should just let other
However-
people pay our taxes.
I did not say that. I think everyone share their way of their taxes, but I believe gotten away with way too much, and it's time that they get taken down a few pegs. And that means if they
I love how people who've never had a job love to say that people that make money should be taken down a few pegs. It's always people that never, literally, student never had a job says that rich people should be taken down a few pegs. Molly is saying transportation is ran better than New York. Is it because Utah is more conservative?
got to pay more taxes, they should.
And what are you studying?
I would love to be taxed.
Yeah, wait till you actually have a job and they're taking 30% or more of your income.
If I ever become rich enough, I would like to take, I will not ever want to become a billionaire. I'll make
News alert. You'll never become a millionaire.
sure
These are empty
that
words.
I give my money to
Empty statements.
somewhere, so I always stay in at least a millionaire mark, become rich. And I would love to be taxed because I feel like, you know, if you're making money, this country is structured on the
Mama Molly, I hate to break it to you, but you don't pay as much as New York does for transportation.
use of
You're saying you spend more government money than New York? Not possible.
labor and hard labor from other unskilled individuals. If you're making money to that like is benefiting off of that, I feel like you should pay your due a lot.
Who are you voting for mayor?
I'm voting for Cuomo.
For Cuomo.
I do like Sliwa, but I think Cuomo is the best bet to kind of what I'm going with. I think that's what's best for New York.
So now is it just more for who's going to beat Mamdani? And you
Absolutely.
think Curtis is splitting the vote?
What up, Spider Venom? Good to have you back, bro. Quantum says, also, why do we have so many people coming from other countries trying to make the U.S. like the system they fled? Exactly. Why do they do that? And why don't they assimilate? They're killing themselves to come into our country. They're risking being separated from their children. They're risking their own lives. They're coming in here kicking and screaming and yelling and begging and all the different stuff. And yet they get here. They don't want to learn how to speak English properly. They don't want to learn how to assimilate to the rest of here. And they want to make our country like the country they came from. That makes sense, dude. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I saw he had like 10% of the.
Here, you want me to show you what it is, bro? Watch. I'll show you right now. Here you go. Here's my Instagram right here. All right. This is my Instagram. Here we go.
Sikhs.
This is for Quantum, bro. Here, this is for you, Quantum.
Muslims living with Sikhs. Problem. Muslims living with Hindus. Problem. Muslims living with Baha'is. Problem. Muslims living with Shintos. Problem. Muslims living with Buddhists. Problem. Muslims living with Christians. Problem. Muslims living with Muslims. Very big problem. So this led to they're not happy in Gaza. They're not happy in Egypt. They're not happy in Iran. They're not happy in Iraq. They're not happy in Yemen. They're not happy in Pakistan. They're not happy in Syria. They're not happy in Lebanon. They're not happy in Nigeria. They're not happy in Kenya. They're not happy in Sudan. They're not happy in Morocco. And they're not happy in Afghanistan. So where are they happy? They're happy in Australia. They're happy in Belgium. They're happy in France. They're happy in Holland. They're happy in Italy. They're happy in Germany. They're happy in Spain. They're happy in Sweden. They're happy in Denmark. They're happy in the USA and Canada. They're happy in Norway and India. They're very happy in England. Loads of welfare benefits. They're happy in almost every country that is not Islamic. And who do they blame? Not Islam. Not their leadership. Not themselves.
Nope.
They blame the countries they are happy in. And they want happy in to be like the countries they came from where they were not happy. Muslims living with Sikhs.
Exactly. They want to change our country to make it like the countries that they came from. Why did you leave your country, bro? No one will see that. You could have just stayed. Why you come here and try to change it, bro? Leave us alone. You can't make this shit up, bro. These people are out of control. Absolutely nuts.
How many refugees has Poland taken?
0.
And you're proud of that?
If you're asking me about Muslims' illegal immigration, none, not even one, will come to Poland. Not even one if it's illegal. We took over 2 million Ukrainians who are working, who are peaceful in Poland.
Yep.
We will not receive even one Muslim because this is what we promised.
But I asked
This
not
quota
about
system
illegal
failed.
immigrants. I asked about refugees. And Jean-Claude Juncker, the Commission President, says that you're racist. You sound proud of the fact that you haven't taken any refugees.
Of course, because this is what our people are expecting from. That's number
Love
one.
this guy.
This is
Love
why
him.
our government was elected. But this is why Poland is so safe. This is the reason why we had not even one terrorist attack. Look at the streets in Poland. And we can be called populists, nationalists, racists. I don't care. I care about my family and about my country.
How many refugees has Poland
Love
taken?
him, bro.
0.
And you're
Love this
proud of
guy.
that?
If you're asking me,
Love that dude, bro. Dude, W Poland, guys. Literally W Poland, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you, candidates, for a spirited debate. We thank you as well.
Thank God I'm not a professional politician because they have helped create this crime crisis in this city that we face, and I will
Thank you, Mr.
resolve.
Sliwa.
In your first official call with the president to set the tone for your relationship moving forward.
Quantum says, I liken that to having visitors in my house. I don't have to let you in my home, and that doesn't make me a bad person. It means I value my safety and security. Exactly. W Ruby too, by the way. W Quantum for that, bro. That's what I'm talking about, bro. We have the option to choose. It's our house. We built it. We can choose who comes in. And we should know who comes in, by the way. They shouldn't just bum rush our country, bro. They shouldn't just blitz into our country. That's not how that works anywhere in the world. And that's not how it should work here.
We have Andrew Cuomo. We have Mamdani. They want to take on Donald Trump.
Hell yeah.
Look, you can be tough, but you can't be tough if it's going to cost people desperately needed federal funds.
I'm sorry, when you
It's
go
a
get your
debate
chance.
of three. Excuse me, Andrew. It's
Well,
a
I'm just
debate
gonna-
of three. Do we acknowledge? But you see.
Hey, John says, you didn't build anything. Oh, well, I'm American, and us Americans built this country. So, yes, we did build this.
Teams are on to
You can separate yourself and be part of a different country. Where are you from, John? Are you from somewhere else?
being capable of praising our president and
Or
answering.
Gene?
You were
Sorry, Gene?
capable of praising our president.
Gentlemen, we have
Give credit where credit is due. He's brought peace to Gaza.
Gene, you from somewhere else? If you're from here and you don't consider yourself American, then I suggest else that you like better.
Yeah. If you
Go,
want to send
bro.
the National Guard, you don't need to send them to New York City. There
Please,
are other
bro.
cities that could desperately use their.
Oh, bro, I built lots of things, and I consider myself American, just like the people that built this country. We're all together in this. And if you want to separate yourself, you can do that. You can be a loser. You can be a beta.
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 Beta male. Beta male.
Beta male.
You can separate yourself all you want. But I am a hard-working American. That's what I do. I'm country and part of the making of this country, and I'm part of the continuation of this country. And I believe in hard work, not handouts like you liberals.
Help in dealing with their crime crisis.
Can
If
I-
you negotiate with them, you don't fight with them. Because only the people of New York City will lose.
We do have.
We need to protect the migrants who are workers, who are essential workers, and use ICE to go after the drug dealers, the gang.
Everyone I love it when liberals love to come out and say, I'm not a liberal. I'm not a liberal anymore. It's like, yeah, bro. Yeah, as soon as you saw liberals talking about dumbass shit, all of a sudden you guys are not liberals anymore.
Bangers.
As soon as it became not cool to be a liberal, all of a sudden you're not a liberal anymore. Sure. Okay, Gene.
The sexual predators and those who are sex trafficking and involved in narco-terrorism.
I'm tired of the fear, fright, hysteria that's going to lead to flight.
I called
time
it.
you mention Zohan Mandani.
I called it, bro.
Men, grown women,
That's right.
I'm a street warrior. Let me tell you, I've been in a lot of dangerous situations around the world. If you show one iota of fear, your enemy will persevere. We must fight this. And the only way you do that is to show courage in your ability to get out to vote, get into the streets, knock on doors, bring your neighbors to the polls. Because I'm fighting to the end. Now, are you going to be like John Paul Jones? I have not yet begun to fight. Or are you going to continue to be gripped in hysteria, fear, fright, and begin your flight? I'm going to stay and fight for what I know is right. And I'm going to be your next mayor. And if you're ready to fight, then you get out to vote for me.
I know a lot of people have laughed at me, said, oh, you're quite eccentric or crazy to have 17 rescue cats in a 328 square.
This makes sense to me, but it's like, whatever. He's still the best of the three, I think, of those candidates. Who is Soccer is Live? Soccer is Live. Who are you talking to, bro?
Apartment right here in the Upper West Side.
Soccer. Tamara says Soccer is beta.
Beta.
He gets the beta. Thanks, Tamara. This is for Tamara calling him a
Beta.
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 But as laugh at Gandhi. Gandhi said, a society that does not treat its animals well will not treat its human beings.
What are you saying about me, bro? You saying I'm racist? Is that what you're trying to say? Let me guess. You're a lefty and you're losing it, and you want to start using the isms and the ists, and it's the system, and you're racist, and it's Islamophobias and
well, and we can see that.
Oh, bro! Did words? Did you get affected by word crimes?
As emotionally disturbed persons and homeless people have been kicked to the curb. They're living in our parks. They're living in our...
Oh yeah, random, exactly. Next word Soccer is going to use is nuance. Systemic nuance. It's a nuance. It's a very nuanced system. It's and there's these Islamophobias and these racisms are happenings and
in our subways. They're living in our streets in inhumane conditions, and that's the other key platforms. That ain't happening. I'm compassionate. I'm caring. We're going to rescue the emotionally disturbed and the homeless.
You're not calling anything as anything is. You haven't even You haven't really said anything. You just said something. You just called me racist, and that's all you said.
And
You said
dogs,
nothing.
Cats and animals who get slaughtered. I have to hang.
The guy said about Poland, you can call me racist, you can call me nationalist, you can call me whatever you want. I don't care anymore. You can call me Nazi, you can call me whatever you want. You guys have called people all these crazy names for so long that none of it has any weight anymore. And by the way, we never got our feelings hurt by words like you guys. Never did. Don't care. Really don't care. Elmo, that is not in the chat tonight, he said it best the other night. He said, offense is not given, it's taken.
Up the beret. I'll no longer be wearing the beret. In fact, I got to get used to this. I got to grow some hair because that's it. I always wear the red beret. So actually, becoming mayor and
Dude, W. Jeremiah Schaefer, there's only one race, human. Thank you, bro. Dude, that's what I'm talking about. The I think one of the worst things to come out of Obama administrations is his rhetoric on race and separating us as human beings. The worst thing he did is make us all put us all in different categories and try to give people guilt trips and shit like that. Worst thing ever. Hell yeah. W. Ruby, bro. It says Medi is spitting facts. You're playing checkers. He's playing chess. Literally, bro. Thank you, bro. W. Ruby, bro.
saving New York City is more important than wearing this red beret. Far more important than wearing this red beret.
What do you say to the 13 women that you sexually harassed?
Oh, Quantum, I want to know what that is.
If you want to be in government, then you have to be serious and mature.
I'll look it up, Steve Hughes.
Sure. There were allegations of sexual harassment. They were then went to 5 district attorneys, fully litigated for 4 years. The cases were dropped, right? You know that as a fact. So everything you just stated, you just said was a misstatement, which we're accustomed to from you.
Everything that I stated was a misstatement?
Yes, because the cases were dropped.
You will hear from Andrew Cuomo about his experience.
Dude, I like that. I've never seen that, and I just bookmarked it, bro. Good looking out. W Quantum on that one.
As
Hell
if
yeah.
the issue is that we don't know about it. The issue is that we have all experienced your experience. The issue is that we experienced you taking a $5 million book deal while you sent seniors.
Offense is not given, it's taken. I love that, bro. That was a good clip, too.
Deaths in nursing homes. The issue is that we experienced you cut funding for the MTA to send money to is that we saw you give $959 million in tax breaks to Elon Musk. The issue is your experience.
I was governor for 11 years. The budget is double what it is in New York City, and I got government to work. I passed groundbreaking laws, minimum wage, paid family leave, built projects that had never been built before. This is no job for on-the-job training. To put a person in this seat at this time with no experience.
Jeremiah in the chat says, offense is not given but taken is what I taught in church. But seems more like offense can be given but not taken. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess the bottom line is it just depends on the person receiving it. The world can do and say, and there's a lot of, it could do a lot of things. It just matters how you digest it. That's all that matters, is how you choose to digest it. That's it. And it's all your own, it's all in your own head. I take things that are harsh and they're learning lessons for me. And I love it. I like hardships. I actually do things that are harder. I prefer harder things. That's just how I was raised, or how I raised myself, to be more accurate. I get more joy from doing things that are harder to do.
Is reckless and dangerous.
I have never had to resign in disgrace. I have never cut Medicaid. I have never stolen hundreds of millions of dollars from the MTA. I have never hounded the 13 women who...
But you gave yourself the largest raise and you had the worst attendance record in history. Yeah, exactly. And Ruby says, exactly. Bottom line, don't be a beta.
Beta. Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
Credibly accused me of sexual harassment. I have never sued for their gynecological records, and I have never done those things because I am not you.
Jennifer says Gene is the is the new Wayne. He is, dude. Gene. Did Wayne change his name to Gene?
So you're gay? I didn't know you were gay. How did you become gay?
Announce Hamas. The assemblyman.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Will not denounce Hassan Piker, who said America deserved 9/11. The assemblyman just said in his response, well, it depends on occupation. That is code, meaning that.
We got him, bro. Gene is. We changed his name to Gene.
Israel does not have a right to exist as a Jewish state, which he has never acknowledged. That is from the river to the sea. If you believe the existential threat is Mamdani, which I do,
We're in this part of the show now, guys. Just put your seatbelts on. Let's go.
Member of Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
And how long have you been a member?
Again, since 2014.
And did you know that Black Lives Matter was an organization that was founded by a bunch of fat black lesbians who hate God, who hate the family, order of the family, who hate the unborn child? And they admitted, at least one of them, that they're a Marxist group and they've been trained to do what they're doing. Did you know it was founded by some fat black lesbians?
Marxist group. Look, this is the book that I'm going to be reading next. I'm going to read this. This was one I picked up from Thomas Sowell, Marxism. I want to learn about this stuff, and I want to really learn ins and outs of socialism. So I'm going to find a couple of really good books on socialism. I have a good general, of course, idea of socialism and communism, but I want to get down to the nuts and bolts. I want to know it inside out.
Wow. So first of all,
Cheryl, thank you. I'm really looking forward to reading this book. I really, really can't wait to read this book. Quantum says I have to start getting into these books too. Dude, definitely. If you want to read a good book, you want to read a really good book, read this book. Read this book right here. The first book, if you want to read a book right now, read this book right here by Thomas Sowell. Discrimination and Disparities by Thomas Sowell. You read this book, bro, it will literally load your lips with the most accurate information on all of this stuff that we talk about. What we're doing, guys, together here on this channel, this is called social philosophy. You guys right now, literally typing what you're typing, engaging with me, us learning stuff, reading stuff. This is called social philosophy. You could also call it socio-political philosophy. And we're all philosophers right now, talking about this stuff, diving deep into this stuff, learning about it, debating about it. That's what it is. And who's the best in the world? Well, he's an economist, but he's also a social economist. I'm a social philosopher. Yeah. Definitely, bro. Definitely read that book. I beg you, read that book, bro. You'll love it.
What we're not going to do is insult.
Was an organization that was founded by Black Lives Matter was an organization that was founded by a bunch of fat black lesbians. Black Lives Matter was an organization that was founded by a bunch of fat black lesbians. Black Lives Matter was an organization that was founded by a bunch of fat black lesbians who hate God, who hate the family, order of the family, who hate the unborn child.
Spider says, I'm here for the chaos. You come to the right place, baby. Let's get going, bro. I love this.
At least one of them, that they're a Marxist group and they've been trained to.
I always says it, a Marxist group. They're a Marxist group. Oh, I love it, bro. I can't wait. I can't wait to dive into this book, bro. I can't wait. If I tell you how much I paid for this book, you're gonna get mad at me. Promise you you'll get mad at me.
Do what they're doing. Did you know it was founded by some fat black lesbians?
Wow. So first of all,
did you know that?
What we're not going to do is insult folks, right? So.
Well, they claim to.
Oh, I just saw Soccer's life. What are you saying, bro? I didn't even see your things. What are you talking about, bro? You want to call in? You really want to? You really want to talk? Call in, bro, or tell me what you're saying. I'll respond to you.
Lesbians and they fat and they're black. I didn't do it.
I didn't do it. I love it,
folks. Right.
Listen to this.
Well, they claim to be lesbians and they fat and they're black. I didn't do it.
I love this guy, bro. I'm gonna meet Jesse, bro. He's in LA. I'm in Orange County. We're not far. We're bordering each other. So I'm gonna one day, bro, go say hello to him. So and hopefully get him on the show.
But did you know that it was founded by them?
Well, yes, but also too, like I said.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, he said, yeah, bro. I love this. Is the best ever.
Did you know it was founded by some fat black lesbians?
Wow. So, okay. So first of all.
Did you know that?
What we're not going to do is insult folks, right? So.
Well, they claim to be lesbians and they fat and they're black. I didn't do it.
So.
But did you know that it was founded by them?
Well, yes, but also too, like I said, we're not going to insult them. That's not cool, right? So don't do that again.
Would they consider that an insult?
Yes.
Why would they claim to be that? Why would they consider it an insult?
Time out.
Great question. They claim to be that. They're black. They're the leaders of the Black Lives Matter. They're black. They're lesbians. They're openly lesbian, right? There's no like secret about it. They literally are openly lesbian. And they're fat. Like, it's just a reality of the situation. So why would they be offended by it?
Interview them.
He actually interviewed him.
Yes.
Why would they claim to be that? Why would they consider it insult?
Well, time out.
I've interviewed them.
So again, like I said, like we're not going to talk about them like that.
But you knew it was founded by them, right? Before you joined.
I personally know them, right? So we're going to stop that part.
And you knew.
What happened to Soccer? All this talk from Soccer, all of a sudden, crickets, nowhere to be found. See what happens, bro? They ask for all this attention, and when you call them out, they run away, tail between their legs.
Before they joined. What made you join, knowing that? Because normally men don't follow women like that. What made you do it?
Well, so I want to touch on a couple of points that you brought up.
All right.
Right. So.
Right.
Off,
so right.
Like I think.
Right. Like.
Well.
So like.
You're working,
right.
Man,
like.
right. You have people who work here.
Yes.
Right.
Do you know why you get weekends off, or why people have weekends off?
Right.
I'm asking you.
Rest. To rest. Supposedly to rest.
Oh,
to reflect and take care of things around the house.
Okay, cool. And I'm assuming that people typically might work, you for full-time folks, 8-hour work days?
Some of them. The lazy ones don't, but.
Yeah, right. So that, right? So where do you think that the idea that people should get time off and that the workday shouldn't go on for 12 and 14 hours, where did it come from?
I don't know, but it's a bad idea.
Is it?
They need to work 24 hours a day. I want to make them slaves.
Wow.
But somebody came up, probably some stupid union or something.
Whoa.
But,
okay. So time out, right? So you said somebody founded some union.
I said probably some stupid union came up with that idea.
Well, so again, so I think the challenge, right, is that those, like, having a day off or having days off, right, like, and having 8-hour work days is ideas informed by Marxism, right? The Communist Manifesto specifically speaks to the worker. That was created, right, like, and that is what led to the creation of unions that protect people's labor. So I wouldn't necessarily frame that as a bad thing, because I think most of your viewers kind of enjoy their days off. So they have Marxists to thank for that. So I just want to let you know.
Are you a Marxist?
Am I a Marxist? I think what I am, right, is I'm somebody committed to the liberation of oppressed peoples globally.
Are you a capitalist or a Marxist?
I'm definitely not a capitalist, no.
Are you a Marxist?
I think what I am is...
Yeah, you don't look like you would be a capitalist, to be honest.
I'm somebody committed to the liberation of oppressed peoples.
But I'm asking you, are you a Marxist?
Again, like I said, it's not that simple. If you've read...
Are you a socialist?
Have you read Cedric Robinson's Black Marxism?
No.
No,
Well, I'm just
I'd
trying to
encourage
find out
to
about
read.
you. Are you a socialist or Marxist? I think they're both pretty much the same, but which one are you?
What I am is I'm somebody dedicated to the liberation of all oppressed peoples.
And so you're not a capitalist, right?
No.
So you don't believe in earning your way and getting paid for your earning?
Well, I think the broader issue, right, is that people assume that that isn't in socialism, or people assume that that isn't in, right, like other economic forms of being, when that's not the case. People work not only to earn their wage, but also to earn their way into the community.
But not
right?
socialist people.
Well,
They're controlled by others.
Well, time out. How about you define what you think socialism is?
It's
what is Nomad talking about? Is Nomad talking about Jesse Lee Peterson, or what's he talking about?
people who want to control other people.
Okay, and where did you hear that from?
Common sense. Because when you look around, that's what
Time
they
out,
do.
time out. Is that common sense?
Yes.
Or did you read it from somewhere?
No, it's common sense. I'm looking. I've been.
Oh my God, bro. That's funny. Randoms like Soccer had to go look up how to at someone, bro. Congrats, Soccer. You're back. Holy cow, bro. Wow. So you're still not going to ask your question. You're just going to keep asking about me responding. I'm responding, bro. Ask your question. 20 minutes later, bro, comes back with, are you going to do
in the world for a while now?
Come on,
and
bro.
I see how, I remember when the blacks were not controlled.
Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
Not a beta male.
Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
I was born in Alabama on a plantation, and black people used to get married. They thought and did for themselves. They were not controlled by government. Because
Let's
I didn't
go.
even know about
Ask your
welfare because
question,
blacks
bro.
were not into that.
You
They
got
didn't
the
have black
stage,
leaders.
bro.
They didn't accept.
You're at center stage. What Nomad was just saying. You're at the just talking, brother. What the? We need to stop idolizing. Just talking, brother. Joining the conversations. I know, but Nomad, who are you talking about?
When were you born?
They didn't accept all
What year
this
were you
wrongdoing.
And then soccer is life. No offense, but you're super boring, bro. You keep asking a question without ever asking a question. Holy cow, bro.
It's so long now. 49, I think.
Oh, you was born in 1949.
Yeah.
There what is? Does anybody see Soccer's question, or am I tripping? There it is. What did he say? Did he ask a question? There's no question.
Oh,
And
so
let me just make this point though, because of time.
Okay.
And so blacks were individuals. They thought and did for themselves.
How come I don't see it? He asked 6 times. Where is it? Where is Soccer's question, bro? Where is Soccer's question? Did he ask 6 times, or he asked to ask 6 times? Holy, click all messages. I'm on live chat. I'm seeing them all. I don't see Soccer's question. Oh, here it is. I see it. He says, do you believe immigrants are poisoning our country? Do I agree? Do I think immigrants are poisoning our country? Legal immigrants, for the most part, no. Illegal immigration, I think, is a bad thing. Poisoning, I don't even know. What do you mean by poisoning our country? I think that there are people that are not good for our country. The people coming here not assimilating, people that are coming here trying to make our country more like the country they came from, not cool. I don't know, you got to be more specific in what you mean, but in general, no. I am a product of immigrants. My parents were immigrants. They did not poison this country. Actually, they worked from the ground up. They actually were cleaning hotel rooms when they first came here and worked their way up, all the way up. Yeah.
So they looked up.
And I'm a product of them. I was born and raised in Orange County, Southern California. And I grew up around lots of immigrants. And majority of the people that I knew were immigrants, actually, because in Southern California, so many people are products of immigrants or immigrants themselves. Yeah. Yeah. All Americans are not immigrants. It's a general thing, but we're not all immigrants. Some people were the ones that created our country, and there's a lot of those people here. Soccer's Life says, do you think immigrants make our nation better if they are here? I think that immigrants can improve our country. They did so earlier on when we were, back in the day when we were developing our country. With the policies that we have in place right now, it's hard to say. They're not improving our country as much. There's trade-offs because we have policies that give immigrants free things. Not sure if you're aware of this, but many immigrants that come here poor, and they basically use up welfare systems and incentivized programs. So it's not. It's hard to say. I think we had a lot of immigration. I think we need to get rid of illegal immigration. I don't think that's cool at all. And I think people need to respect this country more, and they need to come into our country and respect to coming here. Don't come in. If you're coming to our country and burning our flag, I definitely think you're not enriching our country or making our country better. MedikationLIVE says, so now he's at, so modern immigrants are making our country worse. It depends. Some of them are, some of them aren't. A lot of them are coming in here and they're entitled, and they're burning our flags, and they're not assimilating, and they're, leeching off of our free things that we offer them. Not cool. Some of them do help the country, but illegal ones definitely are not helping our country. That's not the way to start your relationship with our country or with us.
Other one time of need at the right time. But when the so-called civil rights movement started, black people sold their lives over to the so-called black leaders and then the government, and now they are like groups, and they are being controlled by the government and by other people who are
No, we didn't build our country on immigration. That's definitely not true. It's a cool thing to say to some, in liberal forums, but it's not the truth. Just like our country is not a democracy, by the way. That's also not true. There's a lot of things that people don't understand about this country. Our country is first of all not a democracy, and our country is not built on immigrants. It's just not
secure, and they need a sense of security, so they keep blacks down in order to control them. But I want to know, what made you decide to follow Black Lives Matter? Because normally men don't follow women, especially radical women.
Well, before I go there, you had mentioned that in this transition in civil rights are...
What part do you disagree with? And Mark says this guy is retarded. Again, bro, I don't care. You can call me whatever you want, but it's the truth. And let me know if you have an opposing idea. That's the beauty of this channel, is we talk about it. So go ahead and tell us what you disagree with, bro. It's great.
Or how you framed it. You had mentioned that that at some point black folks were self-sufficient, and because of civil rights stopped being self-sufficient.
Yes.
I think some immigrants make our country better, not all. But we've had lots of immigration, and we've had mass immigration. And the benefits of immigration are not the same today as they were, in my opinion, 20 years ago. So that's rhetoric that has a time and place, and it's true more so in some times than others. That's my opinion.
There's no such thing as civil rights, but they sold themselves over to that.
Okay. Hold on. So I think the challenge, and you had also said at a certain point that people didn't receive welfare, right? That people didn't receive it.
Never heard of a Tamutin.
Dang, guys, beta Wayne.
So now let's
see, as soon as I ask those other guys what specifically do you disagree with or whatever, they have nothing to say. They just keep calling names. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's exactly how this goes. Just like when you saw earlier, when we saw those people voting for Mamdani, they couldn't tell you why, right? Like this, where was it? Where was this lady? Couldn't tell you why she's voting for Mamdani. Right here.
I'm voting Mamdani.
And why?
Because he's the most obvious choice.
What makes him an obvious choice for you?
It's just like I'm trying to think. This reminds me of a certain comedy sketch where the comedian was like,
So it's just, you just can't. So they're still calling names in the chat, but they're not explaining their side or why they disagree. That's typical lefty. Wayne, please, bro, help these guys out. Wayne, help your side out, bro. They're really suffering, bro. And I say that knowing you can't really help them out because you're kind of the same, but you're better than them. I'll give you that because you at least come with like some things that you disagree with, like specific points. They don't. They just call names and they're like, all kinds of different things.
we could either vote in one guy and he's going to give everybody free houses, free rent, and he's going to give it, or we could vote in somebody who's going to burn down the city. That's why I'm voting Mamdani, because I'm voting for the guy who gave me the Lamborghini.
Yeah, so you think Mamdani's like just going to give you guys everything?
Not everything. I'm saying it's the most obvious choice.
You think somebody like Curtis Lewa or Cuomo is going to burn down the city?
Curtis Lewa, I'm not saying they're going to burn down the city. It's just a hyperbolic analogy.
What do you think is going to happen with government-run grocery stores?
Yeah, that's what they do, bro. They said all kinds of stuff without saying anything.
And free buses. Do you think that sounds like a good idea?
I'm getting bored of them, bro, to be honest. Wayne, at least you're a little more entertaining than they are, bro. I got to hand it to you.
And freezing the rent?
That does sound like a good idea.
What if they have to freeze the rent to the point where eventually then the landlord's not able to come in and fix the washer and make a profit on his own lease?
W Quantum, this is what he says in the chat. He says, there are some other leaders in history that promised free things to their people. Let's just think how that went. Oh yeah, world wars. Exactly. And in some cases, not world wars. Even a smaller case where, let's just talk about the country my parents came from, bro, Iran. Iran, the people that are in power there, the Islamic extremists, they called the Islamic Republic or the Islamic regime. Those people came in, the Ayatollah came in and said he's going to do all these free things for the people. What did he do? He destroyed the country. He took that country back 2,000 years in time. Destroyed that country. Yeah. Many cases, bro. I'll give you one that you may not have been thinking of, but there's so many cases.
That's their problem.
Who are you going to vote for mayor?
Ooh. Probably Cuomo.
And you as a woman, would you feel safe having a social worker come and calm down and de-escalate the situation, or would you rather have NYPD?
I'd rather have NYPD. They know what they're doing. I don't believe in defunding the police. I think that's going to cause more issues in the long run.
Who are you voting for mayor?
I like Cuomo.
Wayne says, who put the Ayatollah in place? Do you know who? Let's see if you know who.
But I think Mamdani might be pulling the lead a little bit.
Let's see what your answer is, bro.
And what makes him pull the lead for you?
I like his young energy. You know what I mean? He's bringing new energy to the field, and we need that now, you know what I'm saying, in New York.
Do you think Mamdani's the future of the Democratic Party?
I mean, I hope so. I hope so. We got to start getting, new energy, new people, and, just make it an even field with the Republicans so we could fight back,
What's your favorite example of socialism that's worked?
I don't have a big example of it.
So there's an argument to be had that the U.S. government or other governments around the world were partly to blame for the overthrowing of the Iranian government and implementing the new Islamic regime. The thing that people miss about that whole equation is that they convinced the people, the Islamics, the Islamic Republic, or Islamic extremists, convinced the people of the country to go along with it. They convinced them that their government, their good capitalist government, was bad. And that Islamic socialism and communism would be good. It didn't work out. And it wasn't good. But they convinced the people. The people were bought in, bro. And that was a major part of that. You're right. Other governments, I got it. Wayne is correct on this. I'm going to agree with Wayne today on something. I think U.S. government was more so involved than other governments, but I think it was a tag team. But the most important part about this is the fact that they were able to get the people bought in on it. just like Mamdani right now. It's a perfect example. Mamdani did not just show up out of nowhere. Mamdani got lots of help to become in the position that he's in. But he is winning over the people with socialist ideologies. Yeah. So that's a big part that we have to always keep in mind with this stuff.
Of socialism.
Like between Venezuela, Cuba, Soviet Union, what's your favorite one?
Man, you put me on the spot. I'm gonna have to go Cuba. Man, I'm gonna have to go Cuba. Yeah. Let's go there. It's just so complicated for me. I got.
Soccer is Life and Nomad are. Wayne, Soccer is Life is supposed to be on your side, bro. You got to go against you now. Now you're with us. Now Wayne's on our team. Oh, I love it. That's so funny. But what was I going to say? Yeah, you guys are here to chat and to have dialogue. Nomad, all good. Soccer is Life, all good. We're talking about this stuff. We're having dialogue. And we are doing what I said last night. We are doing social philosophy together. Socio-political philosophy. You guys are all philosophers tonight.
So much information in my head, but I'm going to go with that.
Do you like the idea of defunding NYPD?
Nah, I don't think we should defund the cops. I think we should just regulate a lot of things, get more mental health people on the streets, things like that. Instead of having defund the cops, we kind of need them, having them more around, more presence.
So like Cuomo and Sliwa, they want to add more.
Yeah, Nomad's cool. Nomad's just chatting with us. Yeah, everyone is, bro. To be honest, I don't have anything against anybody. I like to hear the different sides for sure. And if they make a good point, I'm down for it. But if they're just gonna call names and say nothing, then it's like I gotta hit the beta button on them. Beta. 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 Beta male. Beta male. Oh, Soccer is agreeing with Wayne. Oh, I got you. Okay, I thought you were going against them, bro. I was like, oh, okay, here we go.
City.
All good.
You think that'd be a good idea?
Yeah, I think you could add more cops. We all, especially giving them jobs and money, we all need jobs and money, right? So, add more cops, get more stuff, protecting in the streets, make people feel safe, like you said.
Would you rather have a social worker come to a robbery or a police officer?
I'd rather have a police officer, but I would rather have a social worker come to a domestic dispute.
And with Mamdani potentially winning this race, 100%. What kind of responsibility do you think that is of a man who's in his 30s to run the biggest city in the world, the financial capital of the world?
So many people ask me this question. I think it's going to be such a test. I think this is going to be the biggest test. Not only is he going to have to go against Trump and all the stuff, the threats that Trump is making, not only is he going to have to try to keep the promises that he made, that's not really easy, especially with the rent and the stuff like that. But I think this is going to be
MP Rich. And I don't know what the name is, but he says mayors who defund the cops have 150-person security detail like the idiot in Chicago. Isn't that weird? Yes, I agree. Isn't that weird? Isn't that interesting? You know what I'm saying? So I agree. I agree with that, dude. That's good. I don't know why I said that, but no, I 100% agree. The dude running Chicago is a disaster. Disaster, bro. Soccer's Life says, I'm saying it's a classic example of the USA committing a coup. It is a classic example, but we also have to remember that it's, people get bought into this socialism stuff, and it turns out to be a complete disaster when it comes into place. Complete nightmare. But the people get bought in. The people help the coup. Coups don't happen by themselves. People are like 50% of the coup or more, right?
Be the biggest test, and if he can move the way we want him to move, I think it's just going to be the future. I think this is the way to go.
And who are you voting for?
Sliwa, definitely. I'm Staten Islander, conservative. He's from New York. I trust Sliwa to take control of what's going on in the city right now. I work in the city, so I see a lot of the madness. So hopefully, he gets elected and cleans up the city a little bit.
And does it worry you?
I agree with Quantum that there is a certain, percentage of me that's like, all right, dude, NY is cooked. Let it crash and burn. And then, once, things get really bad and you hit rock bottom, that's where you finally wake up and build it back to what it should be. However, that's how a lot of people talked about Hitler. And look what happened.
That Mamdani is winning the polls right now. Everything's showing that he's going to win.
I mean, the polls are fake, though. I mean, who are they interviewing? I haven't been interviewed. I don't know anybody who's been interviewed. They try to do the same thing with Trump and Hillary.
Soccer says the USA hasn't allowed socialism to take root because they commit a coup each time it takes root. This is what the whole point of the Cold War. No, they literally put those people in place in Iran. So they literally they stopped the country from having a pretty much capitalist system to implement a socialist, one could argue communist, not really communist, more socialist system, government leadership.
So I think it's just trying to scare people to not vote and just say, oh, he won. So people who actually would vote for Sliwa are going to be like, oh, he's not going to win, so why am I going to go bother vote? So I think everyone just votes and sticks to the plan, and hopefully it turns out in our favor.
You're a New Yorker. Where are you living?
I agree with Quantum, dude. We should not, these programs were never, in social welfare and incentive programs were never meant for people to be on them for life. That's not the intention. The intention was for them to help people in need. They come out of it, they progress on, they move on with their life and progress. It was never meant to be this never-ending, perpetuating system that keeps them there, and they raise their kids in that system and create kids that are now learning how to be on welfare. It's just a never-ending generational bullshit that's going on in our country.
Been here during 9/11?
Yes.
What did you think about Mamdani's press conference when he talked about his aunt, who actually turned out not to be his aunt, that she was the victim of 9/11, not being able to wear her hijab here on the subway?
It's embarrassing because people are still suffering from 9/11, and I don't see him sympathizing with the people who actually are still suffering from 9/11. So I don't know. He's just rambling. He's just looking for sympathy because he's a rapper, actor, and a trust fund baby. So that's it. I don't believe anything he's saying. It's all bullshit.
Who are you voting for?
Mamdani.
And why Mamdani?
Because he's like a good person. I mean, he has politics.
Damn, Le Greek. The irony, bro. Le Greek says in the chat, when my dad moved to New York in the 60s, they asked him at customs, are you a commie? And now they're electing one, bro. So crazy, bro. So crazy, bro. So crazy.
That I align with, I don't know.
And what do you think is going to happen in New York City?
Beyond Watcher program says medicine is supposed to work the same way. Medicine isn't meant to be on the entire time. It's like cranking a starter. It's like cranking a starter. If the car doesn't start, you don't keep cranking on it. Yep, you got to stop, bro. At some point, you got to stop. Let people become responsible for themselves.
If he does win?
Probably not too much, honestly. Probably say pretty much the same.
Do any of his policies concern you? For instance, like maybe defunding the police or not supporting them as much as the other candidates like Sliwa or Cuomo?
Nah, I support that.
Really? Would you like the NYPD to be defunded?
Yeah.
Who are you guys voting for mayor?
Already voted for Mamdani.
And why did you guys vote for Mamdani?
A lot of different reasons.
And
I think he's best for New York.
And what were some of those reasons other than he's best for New York?
I believe in socialism.
Wayne, we're not talking about Americans with disabilities. However, I can. There are some discussions to be had on that, but we're not talking about that.
Really? And what's your favorite example of socialism that's worked?
We're talking about able-bodied people that are stuck on welfare, getting free food, and those people are in a lot of cases the ones that are getting free housing, free Section 8 housing, and those same people are getting free healthcare. And they're raising kids in that environment, and they're never getting out of it. And they're incentivized to tell the father of the children to get lost. And they raise kids on their own, and that's how it goes.
That's worked. I like Bernie.
What do you think about his policies such as defunding the police? Do you think the NYPD should be defunded?
Yeah, I do.
And if someone's robbing your house, who do you want to call?
Wayne, it's very simple. I'm talking about able people that can go to work. That's what we're talking about. People that can go to work. You're trying to split hairs and you're trying to get to some other point, but The reality is there's people that are able to go to work and they're just literally lifelong beneficiaries of subsidy programs and welfare programs.
Call the police if someone's robbing my house. I'm not saying, I don't think the police should have like no funding.
Yeah.
But I think that there should be a lot less funding for the police.
John, you've been here on the channel before. Who are you voting for mayor?
It doesn't matter who you want to be mayor. You vote for who you don't want to be mayor. And you do not want Zoran Mamdani, whatever his name is, to be anywhere close to that office. There are like easily 3 distinct reasons.
Soccer's Live says, Medi, you agree with raising the minimum wage and having corporations pay a livable wage so we can pull more people off welfare? No, that is not the way to pull people off of welfare. That makes the situation worse for them if they're coming off of welfare because it provides for less job opportunities. You want no minimum wage, take minimum wage out of the picture. Let capitalism work its magic. It will create the best situation for the actual people that are at the lower paying jobs. It will provide more jobs and more hours for them to have those entry level positions and stepping stone jobs. It's a fact. I literally just read books about this.
But really more. You do not want that.
And I could actually literally pull up books for you if you want.
People don't understand what it's like to elect a Muslim socialist until they elect a Muslim socialist. You could ask our friends in London. How many years has Sadiq Khan been mayor there? How's that going?
What do you think will happen in New York City if Zoran does win?
You know, there'll be a few immediate things. One, if you're Jewish or Christian, you're going to feel extremely unsafe. You're going to be looking at a lot of the sort of Muslim street and Antifa style element behaving like complete animals because they no longer have any limitations. The police are on their side, right? Second of all, you're going to see tremendous crime. Those same liberal white girls that are probably going to be why Mamdani wins, if he does, are going to be the first on the chopping block. And it's going to
W. Bruno. What's up, Bruno? Welcome to the chat, bro. Bruno says billions in fraud per year just in SNAP programs alone.
be awfully satisfying, grimly so.
Wayne, I can literally cite the actual factual information on minimum wage. Ever since minimum wage was implemented and was at the effective wage, it created the opposite of effect that it was intended to have.
When they're the ones getting sexually harassed in the subway, because guess what? They're the first in line, because there's no one protecting them. And they're gonna wonder about their vote at that point. But of course, by then,
why do you say awfully satisfying?
Huh?
Why do you say awfully satisfying?
Because there is something deeply satisfying about someone facing the unintended consequences of their actions. I don't find it satisfying because I like it. It's horrendous.
Thank you, Jeremiah.
But the fact that they actively voted for this while claiming people like myself and yourself are racist, are fascist, are Nazis. Let's see if they think that way still when they're getting sexually assaulted by some guy who should either be in prison or mental asylum. Cuomo's not great. I never thought in a million years I would advocate for Cuomo. He killed all those people with the nursing homes. He was just kind of just a long time. His dad, I think was, if I recall correctly, was governor. Like, he's a long time political hack. But I'll take a political Democrat hack over a Muslim socialist.
Who are you voting for the mayoral election?
Zoran.
And why Zoran?
Because I like his policies. Simple as that. I think Cuomo doesn't have the city's best interest in mind, doesn't even really live here and hasn't for a while. He seems just to be running because he's a disgraced governor, former governor.
Should billionaires exist?
I don't think so, no.
And does any of his policies concern you, or what makes you so excited about some of his policies, like freezing the rent, government rent grocery stores, defunding the police, taxing the rich an extra 2%?
Yeah, I think a lot of the policies, if taken at face value, there can be bad implementations of them. Zoran, if he gets elected, which hopefully he will, there should be nuance.
Soccer's Life is talking about wage stagnation since the 1960s and rising cost of living hasn't affected number. Of course, there are other things that affect it, but you asked me about minimum wage. That's what I was speaking to. Yeah.
To the policy when it's implemented, like rent control and rent freeze at face value, there could be bad implications of that, like apartments that like have rent control not being renovated and not like renting out.
Does it worry you at all that he's very young and he hasn't really had many jobs outside of being an assemblyman? He was a rapper. His parents are millionaires from the country he's from. Does any of that concern you about what he's saying as far as some of those things may not actually align with his personal life as far as his family being rich? That he
Yeah, I mean, that is a valid concern and is a concern I have. That's why like we'll see how it goes. I do think he's like a better option than Andrew Cuomo and like the Republican candidate. But yeah, like he does have his flaws, but I do think he's a far better option.
You want me to read from the book about minimum wage? And I'm going to show you the book too. Although minimum wage laws in the United States apply without regard to race, that does not mean that their impact is the same on blacks and whites alike. Okay, let me get to the part where let me find
And
it.
now we've made it out here to the Bronx to ask people who they're going to be voting for the mayoral election. Let's see what the people here have to say. Who are you going to be voting for mayor?
Whoever changes the laws.
Who do you think is going to change the laws between Curtis Sliwa, Cuomo, and Mamdani?
Mamdani.
Voting for?
Okay. A wage set above where it would be set by supply and demand. You guys, are you listening to this? Yeah. Let's put this in. So check it out. And I'll tell you the book, and I'll show you the book and all that stuff. And it's got, it cites everything. A wage rate set above where it would be set by supply and demand in a freely competitive market tends to have at least two consequences. Number one, an increase in the number of job applicants due to the higher wage rate. And two, a decrease in the number of workers actually hired due to labor having been made more expensive. In this situation, the resulting chronic surplus of job applicants beyond the number of jobs available reduces the cost of refusing to hire qualified job applicants from the applicants refuse employment is not greater than the number of surplus qualified. Okay. Let me get to the point here. Reduces the cost of this. Okay. Let's get to the part here. Where are you guys at in the chat? Let's see here. Yeah. Okay, so yep. Okay, in the latter case, let me see if this is the spot where supply and demand leave no chronic surplus or chronic shortage of labor. Qualified black job applicants turned away have to be replaced by attracting additional other qualified job applicants from other groups by offering higher pay than what that pay would be on the supply and demand in a free competitive market. In other words, the cost of discriminators in free. So basically, they black people would or people that other minorities would have less jobs. Let me just. And those people that would have more job, they will go to people that are older. So you're taking out the younger generation, you're putting in older people. And let's see here. Okay. All right. Here we go. What is particularly striking, however, is that there was no significant difference between the unemployment rates of black and white teenagers in 1948. The unemployment rate for black 16-year-olds and 17-year-old males was 9.4%. For their white counterparts, the unemployment rate was 10%. Okay, so black unemployment rate was on par, if not slightly lower, than the white unemployment rate of people that were 16 and 17-year-old. For 18-year-old males and 19-year-old males, unemployment was it was about the same. In short, there's no significant racial difference in unemployment rates for teenage males in 1948 when there was no effective minimum wage. Now listen to this. After the effectiveness of the minimum wage laws was restored by recurring minimum wage increases in later years, not only did teenage unemployment rates as a whole rise to multitudes of what it had been in 1948, Black teenage male unemployment rates became much higher than the unemployment rates for white teenage males, usually at least twice as high for most years from 1967 on to the 21st century. So teenage unemployment rates went down. Teenage unemployment rates went up, and black specifically was higher in multitudes of the white unemployment. Wayne says the first national, okay, so this is a good question. Wayne says in the chat, the first national minimum wage in the U.S. was introduced in 1938 under the law. However, it was not effective because the market was paying a higher wage than the minimum wage in that year and all the years leading up to the 60s, which is what I just read you from. That's why he says effective. That's why he says in 1948. So in 1938 up to 1948, you're right, there was minimum wage, but it was not effective because the market wage was higher than the minimum wage. No, the market wage is not always higher. They kept raising minimum wage, so the minimum wage was higher than the market wage from 1948 all the way up until now. And I can put that up for you. You can take a look at it, read it, and go through it, and all the kind of stuff you want to do. Those are the facts right there.
How much? The country he's from. Does any of that concern you about what he's saying as far as voting for?
I'm not going to be voting for Mamdani.
And why not Mamdani?
Nobody ever heard of him since a couple of months ago.
So you guys all heard that, right? Minimum wage, ever since minimum wage went into effect in 1948, minimum wage started in 1938, but it wasn't the market rates at the time were higher than minimum wage. When it went into effect in 1948, minimum wage made teenagers' unemployment double and more. From then up until now, it kept getting worse. Also, it made black unemployment and black teenage unemployment multiples of the white teenage unemployment. So there you go. So hopefully you guys learned something today. Yeah. I don't know what the minimum wage was in 1948. It's not. I don't know if it's in the book or not. Soccer's Life says medication. So why are we experiencing wage stagnation then? If capitalism will increase our wages, wage. What do you mean by wage stag? Oh, hold on. Miss medication. Hang on. Yo. Okay. All right, so hopefully you guys learned something on that. And what was the other thing we were talking about? Your book, does your book mention it? I don't think so. But I'm sure we could look it up, but the book doesn't mention it. But hopefully you learned something. Wage stagnation right now. Why do we have wage stagnation? I don't know why we have wage stagnation. What do you mean by wage stagnation, to be honest?
I never heard of him.
So what do you think it says about people like Bernie Sanders, AOC, even the governor here is all backing Mamdani right now?
I don't get it. I think it's a scam.
Well, minimum wage in California is a lot higher than 7.25
to New Yorkers.
And who are you going to be voting for?
I'm going to vote Republican.
Who are you going to be voting for?
Cuomo.
And why Cuomo?
Well, he was a good governor, regardless of some things people were.
Minimum wage in California is $16.50. It's a complete disaster. Minimum wage should be should be zero, bro. It should be completely gone.
Saying about the nursing homes and the sexual harassment claims they were disproved.
And are you worried if Mamdani wins?
Concerned. Some of the things he's saying are terrifying. To defund the police is the wrong way to go. It's going backwards. We don't want that.
And ma'am, who are you going to be voting for?
Zoran.
And why Zoran?
Yeah, that's it. No Cuomo, no nobody else. Zoran.
Yeah, what makes you want to vote for Zoran?
He's young, he's progressive.
Yeah, it means what I thought it meant, but I'm saying like, what are you saying about it? You're saying that we have wage stagnation where it's kind of not growing. I don't know. Maybe if they got rid of minimum wage, maybe it would help.
Is for the community.
We're inside the financial.
Maybe if they stopped all these crazy restrictions on corporations, it would help.
Capital of the world, New York City. Who are you going to be voting for the mayor election?
Definitely not Mamdani.
I'll tell you what, Soccer is Live. Corporations, any companies right now are trying as hard as they can to have as little workforce as possible. Why? Because employees and our government and everyone in power thought it would be a really good idea for employees to start suing companies for things like, lunch breaks and not that they shouldn't have lunch breaks, but like, these other breaks in between lunch and starting and all these other, 15-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute breaks and all this different stuff. So it just they're just trying to sue the companies for every little thing. If your 11 o'clock break was not exactly 30 minutes, it was 28 minutes, and they start suing the companies. Like, so crazy.
Why not Mamdani?
I just go against his ideas, communal markets, and just.
Not against work-life balance. I'm against nitpicking and suing companies over stupid things, over all kinds of stuff, and literally employers and our country box themselves out. No, I'm not against workers' rights, but I think the over suing of companies is out of control. I think you should let companies do what they want for the most part. And if employees don't like it, they could leave and go get other jobs, and those employees have to fix what they do. That's how the market works. You don't like a job, leave the job, go get another job. That's how the world works. Yeah. No, it doesn't mean that. You're trying to make it mean that. It doesn't mean that. Capitalism actually makes it better for employees, because the companies that do better will have more people. Wayne is really fishing hard, bro. You're trying hard, bro. Yeah. Yes, capitalism would create more jobs, would help for higher paying jobs. It would be actually better for workers' rights. It would be better for workers. What's the work-life balance? It does. It does actually mean all of that stuff. It does. And it would provide for that naturally without companies getting sued for that. You would just naturally go to the company that provides that. That's how capitalism works. No, it doesn't. Capitalism looks to pay to play. It pays for employees that'll do the work. And typically, capitalism, if it works right, the employers will pay good money for employees that will do good work. Exactly. But anyway, guys, I got to get going. Miss Medication is here, and we're at 8 p.m. tonight. Had a long session already. My Instagram has already been stopped a long time ago. We're already 2.5 hours into this, and I forgot to restart my Instagram. Anyways, guys, that was a good talk. You guys learned something about minimum wage, right? Right, Soccer is Life? Right, Wayne? You guys learned something. That was good. Most manufacturing jobs left the U.S. because of Democrat policies. That's why. Exactly. So how would it do that? Why would a company hire more people and pay more? Well, because depends what kind of companies. There's companies that are high paying companies. There are companies that are, there are stores, storefronts that have entry level jobs. There's lots of different reasons why. One of the main reasons why entry level jobs will have more opportunities for employment is because you take away the minimum wage. If you have lower wages, you can hire more people at lower wages. Let people get hired for entry level jobs where they're willing to work for lower pay and to get started in the workforce, learn how to show up on time, and then they move on to other jobs and make more money. That's how the whole world works. People don't stay in entry-level jobs for their whole life. That's just not true. Guys, love you guys. Thank you so much. That was a good time. We had a great chat, and we learned a bunch of stuff. I schooled you guys on minimum wage. That was great. Anyways, thanks again. Appreciate you. Thanks for subscribing. Dude, we hit 8,292 subscribers. Big, beautiful Bill. Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys. LaGreek, State Line, OSS, Wayne, Beyond, Ruby, Jeremiah, even Wayne. Everybody, bro. Quantum, Quantum for signing up today, bro. Appreciate you, man. And make sure you jump on our Discord. We'll get you leveled up to the member level. And we're going to be building this thing up, bro. So appreciate you guys so much. JLM and everybody, dude. Nomad, even Nomad, bro. Jeremiah. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night. And until tomorrow, I will see you guys literally tomorrow morning. Thanks. Bye-bye.